Growing up with Mexican Revolution stories of Emiliano Zapata and the U.S. imperialism is what made Elizabeth Martinez today. Betita grew up in a white middle-class suburb of D.C. and was the only child of color to attend her school, making Betita aware of how deep the problem of racism was in the U.S. Betita put her efforts to social justice and equality. Throughout the years, she has accomplished many goals, like being a key activist in the civil rights movement and women's liberation movement, co-founding the Institute for Multiracial Justice, launching El Grito Norte newspaper, and publishing 6 books. Her latest book, called De Colores, Mean All of Us.
I got a job at the UN actually. So, and then as time went by, the Black Civil Rights Movement came along years later, and I said, that's for me. Oh boy, let's go. And I started. I went to 1959. I went to Monroe, North Carolina, where there was a big oppressive situation with a local black head of the NAACP. Anyway, and it was so inspiring. It was just wonderful, and there was a sense of so much, collectivity, people joining together in the same struggle for the same purposes, and people willing to die for each other. There's no question about it. People were willing to die for each other. And also in 1959, January was the victory of the defeat of Betita, the dictator in Cuba, and the victory of the revolutionaries. So when I went there after 3 months, I said, oh, what's it like to have a revolution? Let's see. The revolution was successful. I went to Cuba, and I was looking to see what was the revolution doing for people's lives. Yeah. So I was looking to see what was happening there. And the same was also true when I went to Europe, Western Europe, and then Russia, Hungary, Poland, because those were the years when they were supposed to be building socialism, and some people were trying. And I wanted to see what was that like. So then I also have been to Nicaragua, and again there was a Sandinista revolution there, and I went to see how that was a couple of times, a couple of trips, and learning from that and the changes that they were making in their way of building socialism, which was comparable to Cuba, but making some changes. Which seems so quote simple, really requires a kind of profound answer, and I will try to say something useful and say, I think several things come to mind. Okay. One of them is just, the first thing is a no-no. Never underestimate yourself because of being a woman. And you can overestimate if you want a little bit, but never underestimate yourself. To learn what women have done in history, and from whatever community you may come from, look at that one first, but then look at all the rest. And there's so many women who've done amazing things that people don't know about. For example, I was reading a book about women who have opposed war in the past, and there's 15 names in there I never knew. So I'm just saying, there's also some examples of women who have done much to be proud of. And so that's one thing. Look at your history and learn from it and be inspired by it.
Interviewing a huge icon within the Latino community seemed very intimidating. But Elizabeth, or Betita, as she likes to be called, made me feel at home. The interview felt like we were just having a simple conversation in a coffee shop. Betita has become someone very important in my life, not just because of her accomplishment, but because of her great humble personality. Her dedication to the Latino and Black communities have made her a strong community leader. I will be going to college in the fall, and I'm interested in majoring in political science. Meeting Betita and hearing her words of wisdom have inspired me and given me the confidence to pursue my dream.
A lot of young people today, they ask questions about the 60s,
Yeah.
And it's often because they have a feeling that there was something wonderful happening then that isn't quite happening yet. And that's one approach, but I also believe that there's a lot of good things happening now, and if they're happening a little bit more slowly, give it time, give it time.
Yeah.
I expect y'all to be tearing down the barricades any second.